Would you like to know 7 marketing tips that can make you thousands of extra dollars in the 2021 real estate market? Well, that's what we're talking about today. So let's dive right in. Today is March 21st, 2021. My name's Harry Moore, and I've been helping people buy and sell real estate in the DC metro area for over 25 years. Today, I'm going to talk about 7 strategies that can make or break your home sale in 2021. If you'd like to watch my video that I put together a couple of weeks ago talking about how to get your house ready for the market, click up here. But now that your house is ready to roll, what happens next? Well, first I'd like to say that a marketing plan has to be flexible. One size does not fit all. In clothes or in real estate, it's really important to have a conversation between the agent and the seller to make sure that the seller's concerns and priorities are kept front and center. Most sellers really want 3 things. They want to get the most money in the least amount of time and with the least hassle. But that's not always the case, and the priority, the order of those things isn't always the same for each and every seller. So let's take a look at the 7 key components of the marketing process and their pluses and minuses and talk about how they might fit for different people. First up, coming soon. One question is coming soon always the right thing to do? Well, I think it's really important to take the temperature of the market and to see what's going on out there. I always call agents with active listings and properties that recently went under contract to try and get a sense of what the temperature of the market is, what the pace is, how many showings they're getting, if somebody went under contract, how many offers they got. That's really important. You might have a situation where the market is maybe starting to cool off a little bit, and if there are enough active listings, you may not want to sort of show your hand. I have a good friend in my old office, and he is very anti coming soon listings. He said basically what you're doing is you're laying your cards down on the table for everybody to see ahead of time. Number 2, electronic or digital marketing. So certainly the multiple list system is a key component, but it's really important to understand that there are other ways to stir up interest in the market, and having a focused program of paid electronic marketing, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, other places like that, is really important to make sure that all the potential buyers out there know that your property is available and ready for them. A few years ago, it used to be that, you could just post your listing on your Facebook page and that was enough. Not anymore. Now, the big social media companies, it's pay to play. And that's how you really make sure that you get maximum distribution. Number 3, something that people forget about, the neighbors. Neighbors can be a great source of possible buyers. Neighbors talk, and most of them love their neighborhood. They might have a friend or family member who wants to move into the neighborhood, or they might be renting and want to stay there themselves. So it's really important to let the neighbors know that your property is available for sale. Before I go on with the list, one thing that's really important to keep in mind is that pricing your house properly is still the foundation for any successful marketing campaign. If you'd like to see an earlier video that I did about pricing strategies, you can click over there. Next on the list, other agents. I look at it in sort of 2 categories. First, there's the top agents in the area who really do business in that community or in surrounding communities. Those people need a direct touch so that they feel special, because they are, and so that they'll let their buyers know that there's something good out there for them. Then there's the general real estate community, because you never can tell where a buyer's going to come from. So market to them in 2 different ways, but make sure that they both get a touch. Next up, the question of the deadline. Well, I believe at some point it is important to put a deadline on, but not from the beginning. I think you can scare buyers off and they'll say, oh, well, it's going to be a bidding war, it's going to be a feeding frenzy, and I don't even want to go look at it. And I've seen a couple of times lately where that was in the remarks from the get-go, and it said offers due on Tuesday. And I still see the house on the market on Wednesday and Thursday and so on. So you have to be really careful with that. I'm going to talk about one more thing that I'm not really a big fan of, but there certainly is a lot of conversation about it these days. And that's private exclusives. A private exclusive is when a property is not marketed to the general public, it's not put in the multiple list system, and it's really only marketed within a company. And I'm not a big fan of that. I really believe in the open market. I think that the more people who know about your house, the better your chances of getting more than one interested buyer or a buyer who really loves your house. But, there are certain situations, if you've got somebody who's famous or something like that, where I suppose it might be appropriate. But I think those instances are few and far between. If you'd like to see my recent video that talks about whether we're in a real estate bubble, you can click up here. And if you'd like to subscribe to my channel so you can get updates as they come out, click over there. If you have any questions for me, my contact information is below, or you can leave a comment in the remarks. Take care and stay safe.